Fresh diplomatic activity is unfolding in Islamabad, but whether the United States and Iran will actually sit down for talks remains uncertain. US envoys are heading to Pakistan while Iran's foreign minister has already arrived. Here's the latest. The White House says President Donald Trump is sending special envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to Pakistan. They are expected to meet Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, who arrived in Islamabad as part of a regional tour that also includes Muscat and Moscow. According to the White House, the aim is to move the ball forward towards a potential deal. Trump himself has expressed optimism, saying Iran is making proposals that could meet US demands, including ending its nuclear program.
Well, look, as you know, and I spoke about it earlier this week, the president was flexible in granting an extension of the ceasefire throughout this time. The president has decided to dispatch Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner back to Islamabad. The Iranians want to talk. They want to talk in person, and so the president is, as I've said many times to all of you, always willing to give diplomacy a chance. So Steve and Jared will be heading to Pakistan tomorrow to hear the Iranians out. We hope progress will be made, and we hope that positive developments will come from this meeting, and we will see. And the president, the vice president, the secretary of state will be waiting here in the United States for updates, and the vice president, I understand, is on standby and will be willing to dispatch to Pakistan if we feel it's a necessary use of his time.
But Iran is signaling caution. The spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ismail Baghai, said no direct meeting with US representatives has been scheduled in Islamabad. Instead, Araghchi is expected to hold consultations with Pakistani officials and share Iran's positions, which Islamabad could then relay to Washington.
الان ما در یک وقفه موقت نمیدونیم مدت زمانش چقدر باشه در دوره‌ای که موسوم هست به آتش بس داشتیم مذاکره می‌کردیم. آتش بسی که می‌دونیم از همون اول هم عرض کردم با بدعهدی طرف مقابل مواجه شد. خب الان اینجا دیگه موضوع هسته‌ای، موضوع اصلی مذاکرات نمیتونه باشه. موضوع اصلی خاتمه دادن به جنگ به نحوی که منافع و مصالح ما رو تأمین بکنه. ما از اول گفتیم این آتش بس رو به این دلیل میپذیریم که زمینه ساز و مقدمه خاتمه کامل جنگ باشه در همه جبهه‌ها، با ملاحظه مسائل کشور از جمله بحث غرامت، موضوع تنگه هرمز، رفع تحریم‌ها و همه این موضوعاتی که برای آینده کشور کلیدی است.
Tehran insists that negotiations can still only move forward under certain conditions. The biggest obstacle remains the US naval blockade targeting Iranian shipping. Iran says the blockade must be lifted before it will consider returning to the negotiation table. Tehran has also accused Washington of escalating tensions in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important energy choke points. Iranian officials describe the blockade as an act of war and piracy and say threatening rhetoric from Washington makes the negotiations difficult. There are also questions about who will actually lead the negotiations. Mohammad Baqir Ghalibaf, who headed the Iranian delegation in the previous round of talks, is not part of the current visit. According to the Iranian state media, on the US side, Vice President J.D. Vance, who attended the earlier negotiations, is also not traveling to Pakistan this time. Instead, the talks appear to be starting at a lower diplomatic level, possibly as an exploratory phase before any higher level negotiations. The diplomatic push comes as a fragile ceasefire between the US and Iran continues. Trump recently extended the truce to allow more time for talks while maintaining pressure on Tehran.
How long are you willing to wait until you get a unified response?
Don't rush me, Jeff. Guys like you want to say, oh, so we're in Vietnam like for 18 years. We're in Iraq for many years. We're in for all the, I don't like to say World War II because that was a biggie, but we were 4.5, almost 5 years in World War II. We were in the Korean War for 7 years. I've been doing this for 6 weeks. And their military is totally defeated. They're outside of the little wise guy ships. I call them the wise guy ships, the little boats that they have running around with guns in them. We'll take them out too when we see them. But their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, all of their anti-aircraft machinery is gone. Maybe they loaded up a little bit during the 2-week hiatus, but we'll knock that out in about 1 day if they did. We've done an amazing job. Their leaders are gone. The leaders are all gone. Part of the problem is that that's why I can't really answer your question. They have all new leadership and they're fighting like cats and dogs for who's going to control.
Washington has kept its naval blockade in place and recently froze $344 million in cryptocurrency assets linked to Iran in an effort to restrict its financial networks. Meanwhile, Iran says it will continue restricting shipping through the Strait of Hormuz until the blockade is lifted. For now, Islamabad has become a key diplomatic hub. Iran's foreign minister is in the city, US envoys are on their way, and Pakistan is once again trying to bridge one of the world's most dangerous geopolitical standoffs. But until Tehran agrees to direct negotiations, the question remains, are these real peace talks or just the opening moves in a longer diplomatic battle?